Hi, everybody. I'm McKimmel, as usual. This time I do have a different co host with me. Uh, this is due to personal problems for Will at the moment. I will not go into it. Is not my business to disclose to you guys. But for this week, we will be having a different co host. This, of course, is Mel Mull. Mel, if you would like to introduce yourself and tell them a little bit about yourself and your channel, feel free.
Um, just my name's Mel. Last name Mole. I do have starting a couple channels. As you can see, I am a major coin person. I don't know if you can see it on a table. Table's filled with it, and there's a few safes filled with that. And then a political channel. People that are programmed by their parents or surrounding colleges are really bad about it. You need to be deprogrammed and get your own view on politics, not other people's views. That's basically it.
Yeah.
But I've always been into movies. Me and you watched every movie together. Used to have to keep him away from horror movies, but he'd find them and watch them no matter what. I mean, the scariest things, and then he'd just be scared out of his pants. It was pretty funny, but he's turned out great. He's really good kid, and really well educated. Really, really smart in every way. So, anyway,
Oh, happy to have you here this time. Thank you so much, Dad, for joining me on this one. Didn't have anybody else join me, so of course, natural pick would be my father. Why not?
wish I'd
So
have got shaved, but all right. Well, we weren't planning on this very
no,
much,
this is
so
kind of impromptu. We'd actually tried. I'm getting a bit of an echo. Um,
yeah, there is.
Too close proximity, probably, guys. That's probably why. But so we'll try and keep our voices lower so there's not too much of an echo. But so the first topic at hand, guys, is the new Mortal Kombat uh, images that are released. We do have a few things we're going to be talking about today. This is the first thing I wanted to share with everybody. They released images of the new
Carl Urban.
upcoming Mortal Kombat 2 movies. And it gives us our first look at Carl Urban's Johnny Cage, which, in my opinion, he looks great. Really, I mean, I wasn't really knowing what to expect when it came that we were going to be getting Johnny Cage as, or I mean, Carl Urban
Carl
as
Urban.
Johnny Cage, but
I
see,
I'm surprised at how good he looks in it as
yeah,
Johnny Cage.
yeah, I agree. I think he looks really good. So yeah, here's our first look at Carl Urban as Johnny Cage. As you see back here, we have Sonya Blade and Liu Kang and oh my gosh, I'm gonna get plastered in the comments for this one. Sergeant Briggs, the character though, guy at the metal arms. I'm spacing on his name. I play a lot of Mortal Kombat. This is embarrassing. Anyways, we will move on though down to what I believe the director had to say about. Oops, went a little too far down there. About Carl Urban playing Johnny Cage. So Ed Boon said, "You finally get to see Johnny Cage. His integration into the Mortal Kombat story and universe is a big part of what this movie explores. He's a washed up Hollywood guy thrown into this magical, ultra violent thing. Carl, his depiction of Johnny Cage is different than our games in some ways. He's adding his own flair to it, but I think it'll feel fresh. There's like a novelty factor there. And one of the things I found interesting about this is that right here he says he's a washed up Hollywood guy. And this is kind of what I anticipated when they announced that Carl Urban was going to be playing Johnny Cage, is that since they're casting someone older, maybe they're going for a kind of washed up actor who is no longer at the top of his game, type of thing, and that could be really funny to explore. There'd be a lot of jokes there, and honestly, could make for more interesting character for Johnny Cage. Um, so, with that out of the way, our next big one here is Katana. I think Katana looks absolutely great,
Me too.
brilliant. The
Yeah.
costume is amazing. You got the fans here that were obviously referenced in the first Mortal Kombat movie. The actress is beautiful, of course, and she looks great in
Look at
the
those fans.
uniform.
Too, I mean,
Yeah, I agree. The fans are brilliant. These little cufflinks that she has on, the
and
brassiere
she's
looks great.
beautiful actress.
Yeah, and the actress is beautiful. She kind of looks a little bit like Olivia Munn to me. I wish they'd let her hair come down a little bit, but Katana, I don't remember her ever actually having her hair down. But
Yeah.
anyways, we'll move on to the next image. By the way, Briggs, Jax Briggs. My God, Jax. Why can I not remember Jax? The next image is Shao Kahn, and this
Wow.
is awesome. He looks epic. I love it. I absolutely love it. The little red
That
eyes
is
you can
so
see.
cool.
It looks so damn good. Mortal Kombat fans just got their shorts wet. That is for sure.
Oh, and the
And
actor that plays this,
yeah, so there were a lot of comments online. I was seeing that he was looks kind of skinny. First, I want to say that is
the guy
due
looks a lot
to
like me.
yeah, maybe from what people were
not
thinking he
not
looks
here,
like.
but
Yeah,
the
uh huh.
actor. You have
But
to show him, McKeon.
what
Show him
I will,
what
hold
I
on,
used to look
I
like.
wanna, I wanna point out one thing real quick. I think where a lot of this misconception comes from is the helmet. The helmet size compared to his neck and his head, of course, is going to make it seem like his neck is smaller. But I am going to show you guys what he really looks like.
That's what I used to look like.
He is a 6'8" man named Martin Ford and a professional
He's a
bodybuilder.
monster, people.
He is the world's biggest bodybuilder, actually. It's crazy. He is. I believe we do have one more image. Those are kind of all the really big ones out. Right here. This was something I wanted to talk about. So, we've killed a number of characters who are in Mortal Kombat 1 and our latest games, he says. So we deal with spirits in the nether realm and things like that. There are ways to bring dead characters back. So as you know, we saw Sub-Zero die in the last movie. We saw Kano die in the last movie. We saw a bunch of characters die. And as anyone who plays the Mortal Kombat games knows, death is not always mean gone. So I mean, Scorpion is a perfect example of that. He's a dead guy who was brought back by Quan Chi. And
Yeah.
speaking
Yeah.
of Scorpion, there is our last image. Scorpion looking awesome. A little bit of an update on the armor and his look. I think he looked great in the first movie, but I do think he does look even better here. Scorpion looks amazing, and I love the actor they have playing him. Sorry, I am spacing his name at the moment.
And the background and stuff looks incredible. And like
The Nether Realm.
yeah, and this is in the earlier times, so he would be
He'd be more of an
more
evil
evil.
character, doing the biddings of Quan Chi at this point in the
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat timeline. At least that is, if they are sticking to the Mortal
Yes.
Kombat
Yes.
games and lore.
Yeah.
If they're breaking away from that, it could very well mean that he's going to kill Quan Chi in this. Quan Chi might not even be in it. Who the hell knows? But very excited for Mortal Kombat 2. Just wanted to share that with you guys, though.
Yeah.
So, as everybody knows, or I think everybody knows, we got a big announcement not too long ago at Comic Con. Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Victor Von Doom. Brilliant or baffling? Personally, my thoughts on this is that Robert Downey Jr. is a brilliant actor, without a doubt. And
No
if
doubt.
he had not been established as the most popular character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe already, he could have played a great villain and one of the most imposing and intimidating villains of all time. That is Dr. Von Doom. I mean, he is one of the biggest and most powerful and terrifying villains in the Marvel comics. And I think Robert Downey Jr. can play him beautifully. But the concern is that he has already been established in this universe. I don't want to see a variant of Tony Stark become Doctor Doom. I really hope that's not what they're doing. I hope it's not some Tony Stark variant who decided to become the bad guy. But
It has to be.
otherwise, I think he would do great in the role if he hadn't been established as Iron Man for over 11 years. But
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on it, Mel?
I think he'd be brilliant at it, but I have the same issue with it. Is he's established already as pretty much the biggest thing in the MCU, and then to bring him back, they're going to have to keep him covered, or it's going to have to be a different multi-universe, or I don't know, something like that. Keep him completely covered up. But he is a great actor, absolutely incredible actor. So he'll pull it off, I'm sure. It's just as I'm gonna always in my head. If I see his face, I'm gonna see Iron Man, of course. That's my worry.
I agree. I think they're gonna have to either keep his face hidden through all of the movie. I don't think they could show his face. Um, and we're gonna get to the concept art actually right after this that they revealed for Avengers Doomsday. If they don't show his face, I think we could be in for a real treat. If they show his face, I think we're going down a very sticky situation here when it comes to casting Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Victor Von Doom. But I agree. I think he can play the character brilliantly. I think he will play the character brilliantly. It's just a matter of how the directors and the writers want to handle this. If they want to have him have the mask on the whole time, because you can't tell me that if he does take off the mask in front of the Cap Anthony Mackie's Captain America, he's not going to go, Tony? No, 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 no. Sorry, he's
Yeah,
definitely
Doctor Doom.
he would definitely do that. It's not going to be like, oh my god, who is this man? He looks a little bit like Tony Stark, but it's definitely not. There's clearly not a resemblance. It's just
Yeah, it's
you
not
can't
gonna.
do it, guys. You
Yeah,
cannot do it. You
yeah,
have to keep his face covered, and if they don't, I'm gonna be very curious to see how they handle that. And if it's a
me
variant,
too. Yeah,
it's a cop out. I'm sorry. If it's a variant of Tony Stark from a different universe who became Dr. Von Doom, I cannot buy it. I can't. I won't
yeah,
accept
me
it.
either. I will. Yeah, me either. All I'll see the whole time is Iron Man.
Yeah, and you're doing Doctor Doom dirty that way. Doctor Doom does not need a gimmick to be established in the MCU. He is a very popular comic book villain, a very powerful one. He can stand on his own 2 feet. They should have hired an actor that wasn't already established in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But
Yep.
instead, they decided to go and pull a gimmick by casting the most recognizable man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as the biggest threat in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah. Yep. I agree.
Only time will tell how they decide to go with that.
I
But
really do hope it goes really well. I know Robert
I
Downey
do too.
Jr. can handle the role. It's what the directors do with the role. You know,
Yep.
like I said, if they show his face, it's going to be a problem for me. If they keep him covered the whole time, Robert Downey Jr. can play anything. I
I
grew up
agree.
watching him. He's about my age, I think.
Well, when we've seen him play bad guys before, is that one where he played a serial killer. He was terrifying in that movie.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
You know, I mean, this is a guy who's been in the darkest places of life in real life.
And
He
pulled
can,
out and
yeah.
risen above all of it.
And
Been
so
arrested several times and
I
been.
can see him perfectly embodying Tony Stark and Dr. Von Doom, but just
It's what the directors do.
not in the same universe. And if they decide to show his face, it's gonna be a serious problem for a lot of fans, I feel like. Let me know
Yeah,
down in the comments how you guys feel about the casting. I know this has been announced for a while now. I'm kind of late to the party on talking about this, but I would like to know what everybody watching this video does think about it. So the next piece we will be, I want to make sure I have the right tab here. Yes, I do. Okay. So the last thing as far as Marvel goes is the released pictures or
oh,
concept art that they did for Avengers Doomsday. So here's the first image that we got here. This is of Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom. He looks great. Honestly, I think it's a very cool look. He's sitting in his throne. I like the little fur cape that he has going on there,
yeah,
and the mask, and with the green glowing eyes. I mean, he looks awesome. If this is even a tenth of how he'll actually look in the movie, then I think we're in for a very cool looking Doctor Doom.
Yeah, that is really good. That is really cool.
Yeah, I think it's a
And he
fantastic
can
look.
play it.
Yep,
Yeah.
and we know he will be able to at least play the role. It's just how will the directors handle it. Our next picture is actually of Hulk World. So in the Avengers comic that they're basing this off of, I forget the name. I can't remember if it's actually called Avengers Doomsday. I think it's called Avengers Multiverse or
Uh,
something like that. But the
Doomsday, isn't it?
something like that. But in the comic, they have all these worlds put, collided together to make on this one planet, and one of them is
A
the Hulk.
universe, or
Yeah, and one of these areas is all of the Hulk people. And right here we see She-Hulk, Bruce Banner, Hulk, and Hulk's son. Sorry, I don't remember Hulk's son's name. I can Google that real quick though. Uh,
and then in the background of those,
Scar, is that right? Oh, Scar. Sorry, his name is Scar. I'm gonna have to start moving kind of quickly through these guys. Sorry, my
yeah,
battery on my computer is dying. So this will be a shorter episode of Cinema Falls. A little impromptu anyway, so it makes sense it would be.
yeah,
The next one here is Black Panther. Although, as you can tell, it is not Shiri. It is a man Black Panther. People have speculated this could be T'Challa or T'Challa's son. We don't really know, but it will be interesting to see what they're doing here. It looks like there's someone right here. I'm not sure if that's just a
yeah.
Wakandan standing in the background or if that has any significance.
Really,
But
really good artwork, isn't it?
yeah, it is. It's beautiful. Matter of fact, the artist's name is in the corner, but unfortunately, it's covered by the size of the image.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, but yeah, beautiful artwork for sure. And then we also have a one of Doctor Doom in his throne room, and in the comics, uh, he forces Susan Storm to be his bride. Now this kid here next to Susan Storm, or presumably Susan Storm and Doctor Doom, is either uh, Mr. Fantastic's son, or it could be a multiverse where she actually did marry Doom and that Reed Richards' son, sorry, or it's Doctor Victor Von Doom's son. I don't know. I imagine it's Reed Richards' son that he wants to indoctrinate to eventually take over his kingdom probably one day. Some people have speculated this is Yolanda over here. I personally don't see it. I imagine it is somebody we know. And I imagine this is too actually someone who might
yeah.
have been on their knees because they're chained up everywhere. There's chains going up to his hand, his neck. This lady right here is holding the chain to him. So it's
Holding
someone
it. Yep.
powerful. Looks like he has locks on the crossed vest, like one of those encasing chest pieces that have like locks on them on the front on him. So I don't know. This is probably somebody of importance. And then we also have Doctor Strange over here, who in the comics is evil.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. The
Doctor.
opposite.
Yeah, the evil Doctor Strange, who
Yep.
does serve as the counselor to Doctor Doom in the comics. And then kind of last image, or oh no, there's two more. Sorry. So here's one. This one's kind of interesting, kind of a lighter one, and kind of interesting they were going to show this. So here we got Peter Quill, Wong, uh, Kate Bishop, Ant Man's daughter. These two kids from Agatha All Along. I didn't finish that show. Sorry. Miss Marvel sitting here. This is kind of an interesting one because they're supposed to be doing a kids Avengers movie where all the young Avengers are going to be in it, like Kate Bishop, Miss Marvel, potentially Spider Man. All the younger kids that are superheroes are going to get their own Avengers movie. It's probably sometime after Secret Wars or in between Doomsday and Secret Wars. But it's kind of interesting seeing Wong and Peter Quill here like mentoring all these kid Avengers and this look of Miss Marvel while looking at Wong. I think all of it just oozes personality of the shot or the essence that they're going for here. Unfortunately, this image seems to have cut off this little green guy here, which is unfortunate. Let me see if I can try and get him
Yeah,
in there. There he is. There's our little dude. This is an X-Men character. I cannot remember his name, but he is apparently really freaking powerful. I don't know if he was just drawn in there as a cameo or if they expect to have him in there. But if they do, that'd be very awesome to see him in a movie for once in live action. I think it'd be awesome. And then last image is Peter Quill and Vision chilling out on a couch, just having some beers and looks like some pie, watching television. And I think this is an awesome picture. And I'm curious to
That
know
is.
what the hell is Vision doing hanging out with Peter Quill?
Yeah. Looks like they're actually drinking and playing some video games or watching a movie, hanging out, all comfortable. That's pretty interesting, pretty cool actually.
Yeah, I like that.
That's strange though. I like it. That's different though.
But
Let's discuss real quick then before anything happens. The chairs. And just so everyone knows, the actual time that this took was 5 hours and 41 minutes to reveal all the people's names just by putting a chair out every, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes. They put a chair out. And I think, it starts with Chris Hemsworth, which.
Yep. So we will have Thor coming back, and then Vanessa Kirby, the Invisible Woman, Susan Storm from Fantastic Four.
And then, of course, Anthony Mackie.
Captain America, of course, will be returning because it is Captain America. And I imagine he will be the one who is leading the Avengers this time around, or at least it would be kind of a smart choice to have Captain America lead.
Yes.
It'd make more sense if it was Steve Rogers, but still, Anthony Mackie's been there since the second Captain America. So, I mean, he's been there a very long time. Kind of would make sense for him to take on the mantle of leader of the Avengers. Sebastian Stan, the Winter Soldier, it will be returning, who was also going to be in this year's Thunderbolts. If Weiss wouldn't mind putting up on screen a little bit of the trailer for the Thunderbolts, so you guys can see all the cast of characters that are going to be in that, if you guys are unaware. Maybe I'll do a trailer reaction to that before it drops, and I'll give you guys my thoughts. Next name, Letitia Wright.
Didn't we view a picture of her?
This is Black Panther. This is Shuri.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So she will be returning. We have our Black Panther returning. That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
Love to see it. That they're going to keep her as Black Panther. I think that was a smart move. Okay, sorry, that I forgot. They did a small chair.
That's
for Paul Rudd. That threw me off there
Ant-Man.
for a minute. I thought I skipped forward too far or something. But we have Paul Rudd returning. Ant-Man coming back. That's awesome. Exciting.
Love and the small chair was a good little gimmick to put in there.
I do love that. I do love that they put the small chair there.
Yeah, me too.
Funny. I wish they would have done something more.
I wish it would have been even smaller,
Well, I wish they would have done something gimmicky like that for like every chair, or at least for a few other ones. But this is like the only one they did that for. Wyatt Russell. This is Kurt Russell's son, who was playing Captain American Agent or something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But anyways, he in
the
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, he was going to be the replacement for Captain America. He got injected with the super soldier serum, but he ended up killing somebody as Captain America, and then Sam Wilson took on the mantle. But he is now a new character. I don't actually know what they call him. He's also going to be in Thunderbolts, so we know that he's going to survive that as well, that movie. And then we got Tanak Hirta Mejai. Oh, this is he played the villain in Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
That took a minute to register.
Namor.
The guy
he played
that
Namor.
fights him. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. He plays Namor, essentially the Marvel version of Atlantis. He is the king of. He has those wings on his feet. And then we got
half hour later.
Ibon Moss Bachrach.
Baka.
Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. I believe that is that's the thing. That's the thing from Fantastic Four. So another Fantastic Four member.
Which pretty much tells you that the Fantastic Four is all in there.
Yeah, essentially, we
So
see one of
that
their
gives you a
names.
hint. After you see the first one, the other three are in there.
Yeah, exactly. Simu Liu is Shang-Chi. I'm excited to see him come back, considering his movie came out like 4 or 5 years ago. Haven't heard anything from him since, and so I'm happy that we're finally going to see him in Avengers Doomsday. Very excited about that.
And I dig him.
Yeah, I love the actor. I love the character of Shang-Chi. I think that was a good movie too, actually. Florence Pugh. This is our new Black Widow. She was Black Widow's little sister.
Yep.
I forget her character's name, but anyways, yeah, that was it. Is it Yolanda actually? Sorry.
No, I'm not good with names. I'm doing pretty well for names right now. So I'm surprised, actually.
Yeah, Yolanda.
He never forgets names. Yeah. And yeah, what is this like?
Oh no, Yelena. Yelena. Sorry, my bad. Yelena. All right, and then next name. Also happy to see more of the Thunderbolts here. Kelsey Grammer. Now here's a big shocking one, because Kelsey Grammer played Beast all the way back in 2006 for X-Men 3: The Last Stand.
It does show.
The last time and only time he played the Beast from X-Men.
It kind of does show in the makeup his age, I think.
Yeah, but they're doing the CGI thing. I don't know if you saw at the end of the Marvels, but they did a post-credit scene where Beast, Kelsey Grammer's Beast, is all CGI, and he's helping Miss Rambeau in a medical place. But yeah, so they're going to do him completely CGI.
That's right. We did see a little clip on that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, so he'll be completely CGI this time as opposed to makeup, which kind of sucks, but I get it. He's getting really old, guys.
Yeah, great actor. Great actor, though.
Yep, and I thought he was the best Beast. Not any shade at the younger guy who
my biggest disappointment's still coming up.
Louis Pullman. Now, I can never remember this character's name, at least the villain's name, but so he's going to be the villain in the Thunderbolts. The character's name is Robert Reynolds, but he has a villain name. Sentry. His name is Sentry. He is going to be the villain in the movie Thunderbolts. Essentially, if I understand his powers from what they showed in the trailer, he can essentially just make people disappear, like kind of like Thanos' snap, only he can do it individually at a time. At least that's kind of what I get, and I think he's bulletproof or something like that. I can find out actually real quick.
It seems like I remember him in comic books, but man, it was so long ago when I used to read comic books. We would go out to Pahrump, visit a cousin, and read them. Good memories, but I was really young. Living in Las Vegas.
Sentry's powers are superhuman strength, speed, intelligence, invulnerability, enhanced senses, energy projection abilities, and flight. All fueled via absorption of solar radiation. So, in other words, he's Superman. He's literally just
Superman.
Yeah, he literally has the exact same power setup as Superman, minus a few that Superman has that he doesn't. But anyways, so he'll be coming back from Thunderbolts. And I believe he plays the villain in Thunderbolts. I could be wrong. I haven't seen it yet, obviously. It's not out. Denny Ramirez. This is the new Falcon for Sam Wilson's Captain America. So he'll be returning as well. Last time we saw him was in Captain America and the Winter Soldier Disney Plus series. Joseph Quinn will be playing Johnny Storm. So another Fantastic Four member, also known as the Human Torch. Happy to see him. Love Joseph Quinn ever since I saw him in Stranger Things.
Yep, Stranger Things.
I've loved him ever since.
Yep, dig him. Me too. Great show too. Excited for that to come out.
Yeah, me too. Can't wait for the final season. David Harbour, another Stranger Things actor. Funny they put those two next together. Red Guardian. He plays Red. His superhero name is Red Guardian. Anyways, he's like essentially the Russian version of Captain America.
Okay, I don't even remember covering him, but all right.
Yeah,
But
if
we knew when we saw one Fantastic Four that the other ones were going to be in there. So when they put those two seats together over this 5 hour and 41-minute span, I think they realized at this point we may as well just put the last two in together. I don't know. That's my own
yeah,
thoughts on the chair situation there.
I agree. And then we got Winston Duke, who plays M'Baku from Black Panther.
You know,
Be good to see him again. I'm actually surprised to see him again. I didn't really think we'd see him after or outside of the Black Panther movies, other than when we saw him in Avengers Endgame and
in
Infinity
game.
War. I thought that's the last time we'd see him in an Avengers movie, so I'm interested to see what they do with his character in Doomsday.
Yeah, yeah.
Although that's right, he is the king of Wakanda now. Shuri is only accepted the mantle of Black Panther. That's right. I forgot about that. Okay. So it would make sense then that he'd play a kind of bigger role. I believe this is Ghost. She plays Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp and Thunderbolts, if I remember right. I can double check that real quick though, but I'm pretty sure that's who this is.
If I remember when we went through that time span thing,
No, it's
yeah.
not. It's not actually. Hannah John Kamen. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry.
It's all good.
Oh, it is. It is.
I was going
What
to
the
say, I
heck?
thought it was Ghost. I thought that's what we
Yeah, that's
came
Ghost.
through.
That's weird. I went to Thunderbolts cast and it didn't show her. That's weird.
Not
Tom
yet.
Hiddleston, Loki, will be returning. This is going to be interesting because if you saw at the
Very
end
interesting.
of Loki, I think it was they only have 2 seasons of Loki, right? Or is it 3? Anyways, at the end of the last season of Loki that we've gotten, he became kind of the arbiter of the timeline. He is in that tree and he is making sure the timeline stays steady. So it makes sense he'd be a big player in Doctor Doom colliding all the multiverses. It would make sense that maybe he's even going after Loki for all we know. So this makes sense to me to see him again.
Yeah, it does.
Patrick Stewart, another X-Men. Happy to see Mr. X, Professor X, come back.
Yep.
I love Patrick Stewart. I love his portrayal of Professor X. Don't get me wrong. I also do love. Sorry, guys. When we're going through actors' names, a lot of actors' names will start to slip your mind.
This many of them too.
Yeah, no kidding. But the other guy, who also is in Split, he also did a good job playing Xavier. But I'm excited to see Patrick Stewart come back. The one from the same universe as Kelsey Grammer's Beast, probably in that same universe.
Oh, no.
Ian McKellen
Ian
coming back
McKellen.
as Magneto, probably once again the same universe as Beast and Professor X.
Great. That is a great actor too. He did a great job in those.
Yep, I love Ian McKellen. Matter of fact, did you know Patrick Stewart officiated Ian McKellen and his husband's wedding?
He what?
Yeah, Patrick Stewart was the officiator of Ian McKellen and his husband's wedding. I thought that's
Really? I
yeah,
didn't know that.
yeah, isn't that kind of cool?
Yeah.
They're actually really close friends. So then
I
we
did not
have
know that.
Alan Cumming.
Yeah, I can't remember the character that he's playing.
I can't remember who that is right now. Oh, guys, it's Nightcrawler from X2, the teleporting guy. From my dad. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. Surprisingly enough.
Yep, got Alan Cumming. That's a big surprise there. I was not expecting Nightcrawler to ever come back, especially the Alan Cumming version of Nightcrawler. That's crazy. Really cool.
Yeah.
By the way, not the lineup I thought we'd get for the Avengers. This isn't over the past 2 phases, I've been trying to think who would be the lineup for our Avengers. Not once it occurred to me we'd have X-Men and Fantastic Four in there. That's so weird.
Yeah, me too. It is not people that I would have thought of, and I'm kind of glad that it works out
because
really good.
There wasn't really an obvious choice of who would be in the Avengers aside from maybe Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and Captain America, Hulk,
Ant-Man.
and Thor. And yeah, maybe Ant-Man. But other than that, that's it.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of anybody else obvious that would be there, but I'm happy they're throwing in some curveballs here. Rebecca Romaine will be returning as Mystique. How awesome is that? No shade at Jennifer
Yep.
Lawrence, but Rebecca Romaine, she did not get enough love for
For
her
Mystique.
portrayal. Yeah,
Yeah.
for her portrayal
Yeah.
as Mystique. So very excited for her to come back. This will be her third time playing a. Even though technically she is playing the same character, it's from a different universe. So this will be her third time playing in a comic book character, playing a comic book character in a comic book movie. First time, obviously, being in X-Men. Then she was the love interest in The Punisher, and now she'll be returning as a different Mystique in Avengers Doomsday. James Marsden will be returning
All
as
right.
Cyclops. This is a big deal. He got killed off so unjustly and unceremoniously in X3, The Last Stand, that it was unforgivable. They did him dirty. I'm sorry. It was
Yeah.
messed up. That is Cyclops. Don't you
I
ever
really like this
disrespect
actor.
Cyclops. Yeah, and I love James Marsden. Brilliant actor, awesome, nice guy. Been seeing a lot of him in the Sonic movies, and yeah, I love him. Great guy.
Yeah.
Um,
And there's a big surprise,
Channing
you guys.
Tatum as
Okay, here's my
Gambit.
disappointment.
Yeah, I'm not
He
too
does
happy
not
about
play
this either.
Gambit well. I'm sorry, people.
Yeah, but
It
before you
just
get hey, hold on. Before you get to me, just remember there's a lot of people, including Ryan Reynolds, who fought for this casting. There are a lot of people
really
who want this. Yeah, I'm personally not one of them. I don't think he does a good French accent. I think his face is too fat for the
for
traditional
the
outfit.
yep, I do
Um,
too.
I personally don't think he fits Remy LeBeau or Gambit. I don't think he
Gambit.
quite fits.
Yeah,
Um,
it didn't work
but
for me. Doesn't work for me.
I thought it worked well as a joke in Wolverine and Deadpool. But if they want him to seriously play Gambit, he needs better coaching on the French accent or to drop the French accent completely. You know. And I think he's
Yeah,
getting a little too old now to be playing Gambit too. I don't know.
yeah. I thought his face kind of puffs out of the outfit and
Yeah, and
stuff.
it's not that he's fat either. He's a
No,
muscular
it's not.
guy. It's just
No,
his face is that shape that it makes it look fat
and
when
don't
he
get me
has
wrong.
that
I
type
love
of
Channing Tatum.
head
I mean,
covering.
I
I
really
do
like the
too.
guy too. That's not it has nothing to do with
I just
him.
don't like the casting. I just don't like him for
Yeah,
that casting.
yeah. Same here.
All right, second to last one, Pedro Pascal, who is playing Mr. Fantastic. This is the last of the Fantastic Four. Love Pedro Pascal.
Me too.
Hope
Great actor.
Fantastic Four is wildly successful because I love Pedro Pascal. I like Vanessa Kirby. I like uh, Joshua Quinn. I mean, all these guys are great actors, and I really hope this movie pays off. And I hope we get a nod to Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom because he's mainly a Fantastic Four threat and villain. So I'm hoping we'll get at least a glimpse at Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom in the upcoming Fantastic Four. And speaking of which, our last chair.
Which really shocked me, but
Oh, let's
there it is. Gave a little, don't tell anybody.
Oh, that theme is so good. It's so good, guys. All right.
Okay, are we going to address the Robert Downey Jr.? I just see it kind of hard. I love him. I dig him. He's been through a lot, like I said, and he's come back. Um, I think I really think we keep his face covered. I think we addressed it pretty well, but
Yeah, I
I'm
agree.
happy to see him, but I'm worried about it too.
I think the best way to do this is to keep his face covered. The only problem there, though, is if he is in the same universe as the Fantastic Four, that would mean they knew him before he ever put on the mask, which would mean they would have to show that to us in Fantastic Four, and
Yep.
we're going to run into some issues there. I already feel some issues are going to come out of this if you're bringing Fantastic Four and specifically Doctor Doom at about the same time. I mean, they kind of go together and they know each other, without the mask, without the superhero outfits. they know each other on a personal level, the
Yep.
Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom. So this is going to be very interesting how they do this.
I hope they pull it off. I really do.
But also very excited.
Same here.
I would be lying to
Same
say I'm not excited to see what the Russo brothers are doing, but I'd also be lying if I said it doesn't seem like a gimmick at all. They're just bringing back the directors of the two most highest grossing films of all time, Avengers Endgame and Avengers Infinity War, to direct the next Avengers movie. Oh, what's that? They're also bringing back Robert Downey Jr. Huh! What a coinky dink. No, it's a gimmick. I'm sorry. It is definitely a gimmick. Now, the question is, will the gimmick pay off?
Yeah, that is the big question. Will this pay off, or does it flop? I think there's a lot of hype, and so I think it's going to pay off in the box office a little bit for him. And hey, we all love Robert Downey Jr. I don't know anybody that doesn't.
Yeah, depending on how much they spend on the movie, as some of you may not know, if a movie has a budget of a $300 million budget, which is probably a good estimate for how much this movie will cost to make, they have to make double that just to break
even. Yep.
So that's all because theaters get half the cost of the ticket admissions, marketing, all of this stuff goes into it. So that means they have to make at least double their budget just to break even. So in order to make a profit, you'd have to make upwards of 3 times your budget, which would be $900 million. If essentially you're shooting for another $1 billion movie again. And they did that twice. Actually, they might have done that 3 times with the first Avengers as well. But that's a tough goal, man. That's a tough goal. It's a lot of pressure and potentially a lot of wasted money. But we'll all have to wait and see, guys. But
I am excited. I am excited about it. I got to admit it. I want to see it in the theaters, and we will, of course. But I hope it pays off for him. I hope it does.
Me too. And I'm very excited by the concept art, both for Avengers Doomsday and Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat we barely touched on, but I do like the concept, or not the concept art, but the set photos they released look very good. But that is it for this one, guys. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Be sure to head over to his channel. Send him some love. Be sure to subscribe to and check out some of the content he's got going on over there if you are political or into coins whatsoever. You can find my other channels down in the description down below as well. Thank you guys all so much for watching. If there's anything that you'd like to say before we end it.
Well, you broke 200 subscribers. I'm not sure what you're at, but we do have a giveaway, even on this channel. When he hits 250, we'll give away a quarter ounce. When he hits 500 subscribers, a half ounce. 750 subscribers, an ounce, and 1,000 subscribers, 1 gram of gold, which has gone up a lot. I noticed because I went on and priced on it. So
I appreciate just you guys coming and watching and subscribing.
Yeah, me too.
I really do. I appreciate you guys leaving comments. I do read every single one. I'm not even kidding about that. I love you guys' opinions. So thank you guys all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. This is Goozer.
Peace, everybody.
It's McKeon Mole.
This is McKeon.
Signing off.
There's no. Signing off. See you guys.